Hi, I'm Robyn Alexander and I have a business called Colour Streams. And I do hand-dyed silk embroidery threads, ribbons, fabrics, and they're all multicoloured, beautiful colour play. But today I want to show you how to use these traditional products in non-traditional way. And we will be using silk ribbon down here. And you can see the colour play already in it, it's beautiful. And sari threads, which are metal spring coils. They're used in gold work and military work, all those, really encrusted gold things. But usually these are used in this more traditional manner in silk ribbon embroidery. But today we're going to make little earrings. So these are a really fun little bauble-y thing to make. You can make large ones, small ones. We're using a small felt ball that is about 12mm diameter. But not only can you use them like this, all these products over here are used in the same manner, making all these baubles and these beautiful pins here. So let's get started. Our next stage now is we'll do our ribbon embroidery, and this is called a gathered ribbon rose. It's got many different names, but it's a gathering stitch combined with a French knot. Beautiful little stitch. We'll be using the 7mm ribbon, and this comes in all my 50 colours, which are all multicoloured. So this is the ones we'll be using. So we'll thread up now and I'll show you how. For ribbon embroidery, we use chenille needles. They're really quite a fat, sharp-pointed, big-eyed needle. This one is a size 20, and we will be threading it up in a special way. This is the traditional way for ribbon, because this ribbon is very fragile and cannot handle being bent over there as when you do a normal threading of a needle. To thread up, you put the ribbon through the hole. Then you pierce it about 5mm from the end, or 1/4 inch, and then you pull the long tail, and you are ready. Now we are using a lot more ribbon than what you should for ribbon embroidery. Usually you use 25 centimetres, but because we are doing our ribbon on such a small surface, we cannot start and stop all the time, so we need to start with a larger piece. Now to start, we need to attach the ribbon. So we're going to actually do a round of ribbons just at the base of each one of those sari threads, so it finishes looking like this. We will now attach the ribbon, and this is the best way I've found. So I'm putting the ribbon down, and I'm just going to take a little bit of the felt ball and the ribbon and pull the needle through. I often use my pliers for this, as I just find it so much easier. There we go. Drag it all through, and I am well attached, and this will be covered up by the actual stitch. Now this is a fiddly stitch. It's not an easy one to demonstrate because you've got to use all your fingers, but we'll give it the best shot. So I intend to do one of these flowers at the bottom of each of these sari threads. So these are my anchors, so I use my ring finger and thumb to hold it there. And I'm looking exactly where I want to put it, which is here. That's where the flower's got to go. And these fingers here are like tensioners. And this length from here to here is almost 3 inches, or about 6 centimetres. So I'm ready to go. I have my needle. I put my needle facing forward, and I lay it on top. This is the French knot component, and I wrap it twice. Once, twice. Now my needle here is only 3 centimetres, or just over 1 inch away from the felt ball. Now I put my index finger on that, and that gives me freedom then. That means I can wrap that behind, get that out of the way. Then I spin my needle around, draw it back a bit and pierce that ribbon. So that's the French knot component done. Now I do the running stitch, and I run a running stitch all the way back down to the base of the felt ball. Now the length of these stitches need to be the same length as the width of the ribbon. That is really important to know. So I'm back down to the bottom. Now I pierce my needle through the felt ball beside where I attached it, and I will bring it up over here just below the base of the next sari thread. Now, oh, it's a magic little stitch, this one, and no doubt I need my trusty pliers again. So I'm holding it firm, trying not to pull on those sequins and things. Here we go. Put it around, so get it all straightened out again. Ring finger and that, we're on the tension. Here we go. I can see where I'm aiming at here. So needle forward, on top, wrap twice, index finger on, spin the needle. Just flatten that out so you can really see where you're going. You've got to draw that needle back a little bit. And then I come down. Make the length of the stitches the same as the width of the ribbon. That is really important. Okay, so I'm back down near the base and I put my needle in close to where I came out. And I come around to the bottom of the next sari thread. Use my pliers again. Pull it through. It's just such a magic little stitch. It makes these beautiful little ribbon roses instantly. This is 7mm wide ribbon. They look just as pretty in the 4mm wide. Needle forward. So you continue this until you've completed all the way around your bauble. We've now finished going all the way around our felt ball. Now I'll show you how to finish it off. So I lay the ribbon down. I'm going to lay it between those flowers. Take a little nip of the felt ball and the ribbon, a bit like when we started. Pull it through. And those will cover it off. And once again, we will bury the needle, and that buries the thread, of course. Pull it tight, get a bit of tension on it, pull it tight, snip it close by, and it retracts in. So we're up to this bit. Now, there's looking from the top view, and now we're up to putting this piece on here. So I have to count because I've already done this bit. And we've also got to do this base here. So I do have another needle and thread all ready to go. So we'll clean up our workstation. Have I got enough beads? Yes. Okay, now we're going to start off again. Now this is going to be covered down here by this big sequin. So I'm going to start there once again. Down the South Pole, so that's nicely anchored. I'll just cut that little tail off there. Less mess in the way, the better. And now I'm going to take the needle straight up to the North Pole here. That's coming out the top. Then, like this one, I'm going to put a little sequin on. Then I've got 3 green beads. So I've got my 3 green beads, and then looking at its partner, I'm going to have a little bead here. Oh, and I'll put a sequin on just for the fun of it. So I've got them on. So our length is growing. Then I think I've got another 3 green beads. And you just do that until you've got it to the length that you desire. So this makes it the same length now. They've got the same length. So these are just very simple earring findings. I actually find these ones here a little better. They've just got the loop and you can play with it more. But this will suffice for this video. So I'm going to hook this on to this bumpy bit here. Then what I've got to do is come back down through all those beads. Hold on, it's getting cantankerous. All the way back down. Fiddle to get started, but once you do it, it's not too bad. So if we keep a bit of tension on it, it's easy to run your needle back down. So I've got that far. Now I'm coming down still. Oops, missed it. It's a bit hard with these shiny lights. And I'm going all the way back down to the bottom. Just be careful as you do this bit. There we go. So now what you'll do, and here's the other one sitting side by side to make sure they're the same length. And what you'll do is you will go back up again all the way through, over again, over the loop again. So we've gone up and down there twice now, so that's quite strong and firm. Down the bottom, so I do a couple of little catching stitches. It's good to do the catching stitches between each run of beading, because if one of the threads give way, it means the other one will hold it. Now, so that's all secure. Now we want to place one of these beautiful big flower daisy sequins on top. We're going to put a second one on top and a bead. The bead always is the holding agent. So there it is there. And then I go back down through the sequins. Find those holes. And I'll just bring the thread up here somewhere. Oops, cover that up there. And we'll come back down and we'll do that again just for security's sake. Back up into the, down through the sequins again, find the hole and just, we'll bury the thread up there somewhere. So we'll bury it after doing a catching stitch and take the thread over to there, bury it again like we did with all the other embroidery, and voila, we're finished. And there is a cute little pair of earrings. Lovely little afternoon play. So that is using the metal sardine threads, sequins, beads and 7mm ribbon and some felt balls.